We construct our home with pre-existent and or new ideals or objects and people that we feel like there is a certain kind of comfort attached to them, which reminds us the attainability of happiness in our own lives. But this isn't as pretty as it sounds, because in the end, your new idea of home is dependent and further created. Because both of these pre-existent and new ideals saying things like, if you were to achieve or obtain something or some things, it would most certainly bring you happiness. And I thought people forgot about home as an earth, which is basically everybody's home, in pursuit of their own happinesses, fixated on what they believe is right. At this point, I was really angry, thinking, why the heck people are so blind and self-obsessed, and who's the idiot that designed all this? Because, when you think about it, this isn't entirely our fault. It can't be. I had trouble rationalizing the reasons for these questions, but I was really dedicated to find the answer. And I talked to people, and the cleverest person I know to the dumbest, they all gave me the same freaking answers. They only proved that I was right about them. They said, there is nothing more important than yourself, and just don't think about it. A year has passed. Nothing has changed. Only the thought that I might have been wrong. I was back in school thinking, happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. I'm going to do what I love, and what I love the most were my dreams. And it is so easy to guess I just didn't like the world as much. Shocker. And a unique, extraordinary land gave me some peace versus the soul-destroyer monotony of the world. At the juncture of the thought that I might be right and my dream state formed a game. The earth versus my dream state, representing my realist, I would call it, but some other person might call it narcissist opinion about how people should behave. And yes, I was ready to start openly judging people, but for something better. Except my idea failed one test. It said, decide. Are you going to have the loved ones by your side and stay and pretend? Or are you going to leave them and do what is right? My idea of right and wrong has shifted when I had something to lose. And also shifted how I perceived this whole thing. And there was my answer. We do things we do not necessarily agree with at certain points.
Only one of the people in the group is a real subject, the fifth person with the white t-shirt. The others are confederates of the experimenter and have been told to give wrong answers on some of the trials. Something happens.
Two.
With his hat on in the elevator. First he makes a full turn to the rear and Charlie closes the door. A moment later, we'll open the door, everybody's changed positions.
James isn't going to sit in a dangerous room just because everyone else does. Or is he? The power of the group proves irresistible.
So I'm going to say we from now on. The reality is that fitting in is always the prioritized ambition for us. Yet our decisions are constantly shaped with the anxiety of being alienated and or in a state of self-doubt, bound by what is expected of us, suppressed by the behavior of the majority. Most of the time, the idea of what is right or wrong is lost in ourselves while we live our lives in search of a placement. And while we are in search of this placement, how can we think of Earth as home? So the fact that the world has come to a point where anything but character is idolized does not surprise me at all, where conformity antagonizes people and the importance of self is lost. The next option is to forcefully get higher ground. People are willing to make whatever choice it takes to feel comfortable with themselves, even though they know it is wrong. See, I have no choice but to tell you these. Make you realize that there is no escape of this miserable, lying game. In the land of your creation, you might give the right answers all the time, but the reality of the world is that you can't in this land. And in a land of creation, I'm going to prove it to you.